There's been a huge decline in mental health around the world, which is why we're so committed to creating more content than we ever have. Thanks so much for being a part of our journey. Now, back to the video. There was a time in my life when mornings were my favorite part of the day. I would wake up feeling refreshed, ready to tackle anything. Mornings were full of potential and possibility. Nowadays, however, waking up can be a bit of a drag. You know that feeling when your alarm goes off and you hit snooze for times before finally getting up? Yep, that's me most mornings, but it doesn't have to be this way. Today I'm excited to share my morning routine with you, which helps me get productive and mentally sharp so I can seize the day. I discovered through trial and error what works best for me, and it is not the same as what worked in my 20 seconds. As I got older, my needs changed and evolved. Now it looks like this. I wake up at 8 a.m. every morning. My husband and I agreed on this schedule so we can each have some quiet time before the rest of the house wakes up. We have 4 kids, so it can get pretty hectic once they start their days. So these are precious moments for me. Usually when I wake up, my first thought is, let's go back to sleep. But I remind myself of how good it feels to exercise first thing in the morning. So I get out of bed and get moving. While I do yoga or strength training, I listen to an uplifting podcast. Some of my favorites are The Daily Stoic, where they discuss ancient philosophies for modern problems, and The Mindset Mentor, where Rob Dial helps you become the best version of yourself. If you've never listened to a podcast before, now is a great time to start. Podcasts are a fantastic way to learn new things while doing something you already do. It's like having a personal coach or mentor. Listening to them while working out keeps me motivated. And if you find that your motivation wanes during your workouts, consider putting in headphones and listening to some tunes. Music can really make a difference. After exercising, I jump in the shower and try to be mindful of my body. I think it is important to take care of ourselves because we only have one body, and it is important to keep it healthy. I'll often spend a few minutes just enjoying the warm water and being present in the moment. Sometimes I'll even close my eyes and visualize my goals for the day. This helps me get excited and focused on what's ahead. Now it's time to fuel up with some delicious food. While breakfast isn't necessarily a top priority for me, I do try to eat something to keep my energy levels stable throughout the morning. I'm not much of a morning eater, but I have learned from experience that it is important to have at least something small to keep my energy levels steady. Oatmeal with berries and nuts is my go-to because it is filling and packed with nutrients that will keep me energized. It takes minimal prep time, so it's perfect for a busy morning. Plus, the combination of fiber, protein, and healthy fats will keep me feeling satisfied and ready to tackle my to-do list. If I'm feeling extra hungry, I'll add a fried egg on top. Protein is super important, especially after a workout, to help repair muscle tissue. Once I've had breakfast, it's time to tackle my morning pages. I love writing in the morning because it helps me clear my mind and focus on the day ahead. Julia Cameron's book, The Artist's Way, inspired me to start doing morning pages, and I've been hooked ever since. It's a great way to process my thoughts and emotions and set intentions for the day. And don't worry, you don't need to be a writer or an artist to benefit from morning pages. Anyone can do them. Just grab a notebook and write whatever comes to mind. It might feel weird at first, but trust me, it's worth it. Next, I check my calendar and to-do list for the day. This helps me prioritize my tasks and make sure I don't forget anything important. One tip for staying organized is to use a digital calendar. It makes scheduling appointments and setting reminders a breeze. I also like to break down big projects into smaller tasks. This makes them less overwhelming and helps me focus on one thing at a time. Setting short-term goals or deadlines for these smaller tasks can help me stay accountable and motivated. It is also helpful to use a productivity app to keep track of my progress and manage my time effectively. I personally enjoy using TickTick, but there are many great options out there. So experiment and see what works best for you. By staying organized and focused, I can make the most of my day and achieve my goals without feeling stressed or overwhelmed. One of my favorite parts of the morning routine is reading. I try to read for at least 30 minutes before starting my work. It's a great way to relax and get my mind working. Reading fiction in the morning helps me exercise my imagination and empathy muscles. These are important for anyone who wants to be successful in their relationships and careers. Some of my favorite authors include Sally Rooney, Celeste Ng and Britt Bennett. I also love to read nonfiction, especially books on psychology and philosophy. Recently, I've been reading Atomic Habits by James Clear. It's packed with practical tips and advice on how to build better habits and break bad ones. I'm really enjoying it and highly recommend it if you're looking for a good read. Before diving into work, I like to take a few minutes to center myself and get focused. Meditation or mindfulness practice is a great way to start the day. There are many different ways to do this. Find what works for you. Some people might prefer to meditate, while others might prefer to pray or simply reflect on their goals for the day. What matters most is that you take some time to quiet your mind and focus on the present moment. If you're feeling overwhelmed in the morning, remember to take a deep breath and step back. Ask yourself what's important and focus on that. Remember that it is okay to say no to non-essential tasks and that you don't have to do everything perfectly. Taking care of yourself is essential to being productive and achieving your goals. So don't be afraid to take a break when you need it. You can get more done if you pace yourself and don't burn out. As I get ready for the day, I'll quickly go through my social media feeds. I'll engage with my favorite accounts and catch up on any breaking news. This helps me stay connected and informed. I try to be intentional about the content I consume and focus on accounts that inspire or educate me. I also use this time to respond to comments and messages from my audience. It is important for me to stay connected with all of you, and I love taking the time to chat. If you want to know more about how I maintain my energy throughout the day, I've linked a video above that covers my evening routine. It's important to establish a consistent sleep schedule, eat nutritious meals, and take breaks when needed. By taking care of ourselves, we can ensure that we have the energy and focus to tackle our goals and make the most of each day. Thank you for watching, and I hope you found this video helpful. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more content. I'd love to hear from you in the comments below. What are your top tips for starting the day off right? We'll see you next time.